Okay, guys, good evening. Now we want to run through what the markets have for us for this for the week. So I'm running through just two pairs, USD and USD JPY. Yes. So now we're using solely the system I taught you, which is either you're using your double bottom, double top, or the SMC. But I want to just focus basically on structure. That was something I didn't teach in the 5 day training, and that was top down analysis, but not in a typical way it's taught. It's very stressful and very difficult for beginners to grasp. So, if for example, I told you guys to stick on the 1 hour time frame and you be able to, once you can master that time frame, then you can literally can begin to dive into other time frames after you master that one. So, but if you're to make it more accurate, what you'd want to do is first of all see what the daily time frame is doing. You can get the daily trend down, then you'd be able let me switch to another data feed. That way, it's much cleaner for us. Let me use Wanda. So Wanda on the daily, let's see. If there's a mark structure on this daily time frame, obviously we have this high, we have this low, and then price did all of that movement. Then let's see this high, this low, price kept the uptrend. Then that was a break here actually. Would have a new structural point here. So this is what I expect you to do when I tell you to mark structure. Just mark the highs and lows. Those stressful, yes, but it's important for you to get an idea of what is actually going on your charts. So moving on. So basically, we just have our highs and our lows on the daily. Just have that down so you at least know where the daily is going to. So whether you're using 30 minutes or using the 1 hour, the daily is your higher time frame. And the way we use these things, you're not looking for POIs to trade from on that daily time frame. All you need is just direction. Just have the direction of the market for that daily time. Once you have your direction, your POI will come from the 1 hour. Do you understand? So now we've seen that the daily is on a downtrend. It's been on a downtrend, right? So this is the current low and this is the current high, right? And then what price has done right now is price has grabbed liquidity above this high. This is basically a liquidity grab on the daily time frame. But we're still bearish because price has not broken above two previous major highs. So we're still bearish on the daily time frame on USD JPY. So a very high value, a very high potential move for UJ is for price to continue in its downward movement. Do you understand? So now know where the daily is going towards. You can now begin to look for trades that align with that. Do you understand? So the way we use this thing is very simple. Once you have your direction on the higher time frame, on your bias time frame, you only take moves that align with that direction. Do you understand? So if you see a buy opportunity, you'd avoid it. You focus only on your sales. So you'd have less trades but more accurate trades. Do you understand? Basically, that's what will happen. So if I was on the 1 hour now, I'd focus majorly on just looking for sell opportunities. So right now that the trend on this 1 hour, okay now, funny thing with this thing is once you've gotten your trend on the daily, you still have to mark your trend on the 1 hour. That's the only way to align. So you have way less trades, yes, but more accurate trades. So if I was to mark the structure on this guy, let me start from here. Okay, price broke this, should switch to downtrend here, and then in switched to an uptrend here a little bit. Okay, let me start marking from here. We have this high, we have this low, we have that high, and we have this low. I want to just group these guys together so we're not. wasting too much time on the 1 hour structure. Once you master the art of marking your structure, your life just becomes a lot easier. So we have the high, and we have this low, and we have this high, and we have this low. Then price broke this one, broke that one, didn't break this immediately, but we can still say it switched to a mid-term uptrend here. This high and this low, and then again to this high. So it didn't necessarily. This is more like this is a stress move, but price kept the structure intact, but actually it broke it. So if you are using a mechanical system, you would not see this as a liquidity grab or as a break of structure. Either ways, price switched to a mid-term, like a mid-term downtrend here before just this is basically it was a liquidity grab, right? Based on the behavior, but based on the rules, it broke structure. So now basically what you would do at this point in time is you would, because price broke this again. So we had this low, traded that high. So let me zoom it in so you can see what I'm doing. Awesome. So actually I would not, okay, will I use this to break? This is one that caused the breakdown. So let me just move it here. That's your actual major high. So now I have two highs. So price is currently bullish. So I will not be looking to take any buy trades on UJ because it does not align with the higher time frame direction. So that's the problem with top down analysis. If you say you're using top down analysis, you should ignore the lower time frame trend to focus on the higher time frame trend. And if you're doing that, you would you take way less trades. So if you're aligning with the actual current trend on the daily, we should only be looking for sales right now. Only be looking for sales. So that's what you see on UJ. So on the 1 hour, there's no opportunity to trade anything. You just have to wait for price to switch back bearish. Then once you see a bearish switch, instantly you jump on it. So if for example we saw something like this week, I move down here, price does this, does that, then switches, then we can begin to take the sells to the downside. Until price switches its current trend, we can't really do much. That's what you're expecting. If price was to continue upwards, this is also a possibility. It could be that maybe price is tired of going down and it wants to switch trend. So that's already broken one, and it can decide to go up and break the other. So that's also a possibility if price wants to do that. There's some advanced things I can see here, but I don't want to bore you with that because I didn't teach you all of that. So you can see an internal structural move here, and when price does this is three legs, 1, 2, 3. There's a very high chance that price wants to go on a mid-term upward rally. So if you are an advanced trader, a more advanced trader that understands this particular concept, you'd want to align with this bullish move. So mid-term, you may now decide to, okay, let me ignore the long-term trend of the 1 hour of the daily and align with this new move. So as that switch to this bullish trend now, after breaking this high and that high, possibly you'll be looking to trade from somewhere here. Let's say this order block right here. And I don't think you'd want to enter directly off of this. Maybe we'll look for a confirmation somewhere inside of that zone, right? If you're to use a Fibonacci, let's draw a Fibonacci here. Let's draw a Fibonacci here. Where's my Fibonacci? I don't use it. Okay, it's right here. Let's draw a Fibonacci from this low to that high. Let me switch it from a TP fib to a RSA fib. This price is actually it's very not so clear. On that point, we could have a possible move will be down here. So price could either react off of here or react off of here. And guess what? Both of them could still fail. That's how these things work. But if you're aligning with the trend, you're more likely to be correct. So If you decide to focus only on the major trend on the daily, you'd avoid any buy opportunities and focus on the sells. But if price actually wants to change, then the possibility could be price bounces from here or bounces from here. One of two things. And it could actually still just do something like this as well. It will come all the way down, grab liquidity below these lows, and push forward. Now, I also have a system that utilizes this kind of movement. So depending on your level, you you want to align one of these moves. Do you understand? So for those who would like trade directly off of this, you would possibly be looking to enter a position here. Let me see. You possibly be looking to enter like this for those of you that do something like that. Put your stop loss at a first place, then maybe like 1 3. Yeah. Actually, your TP should be here if you're aligning with your structure. Structure. Then the second option would be this. This is the safer option, and you'll be looking at a 1:6 thereabouts, possibly. So there are a couple options. Then for number three, you can decide to look for a confirmation inside of here and a confirmation inside of here, and that's for UJ. Let's dive to EU. So it's basically just the same thing. I know EU and UJ, they are negatively correlated. So let me use EU Rwanda chart. I don't use my FX here, where most of my analysis are. Okay, so on the daily, price is obviously in an uptrend. I don't need to mark all the structure. It's just so clear. It's been in an uptrend for a while. So all you can do is mark the structure, just mark the ones that are relevant to you. Mark that's low, that's the high. Price has not broken below two previous major lows, so we're still in an uptrend. And this is a this is a high, a low, a high, a high, a low, a high. Then this would be a liquidity grab because price has not broken below two major structural points. Now, but there's a problem. If you're aligning with this overall trend was in an uptrend, so you'd want to take only bullish trades, right? On the 1 hour time frame. But if you want to follow this minor structure that is going on here, then you can look for sells because price is doing a lot here. But it has broken above them again. So just follow the major trend here. And the major trend is an uptrend. So what you'd want to do is to align solely with that movement. Align solely with that movement. So on the 1 hour time frame, we could be looking at something like this. Looking at something. If we were to mark structure, I don't keep structural points, so I want to start from too far away. Let's say after this break, let me zoom this in. After this break, we had this low, yes, then this high, sorry, that high, then this low again, then price did it dive below two midterm, so basically just continuing from here. Price does that a lot. We group this together to be one, then to be a liquidity grab, and price just like tapped off of here and continued and hit target. So basically, wants to do the exact same thing again. Price does that a lot. So price broke structure here. Yeah, right. And this is a major structural point because it caused the break of a major structural point. And but I know. Let's just stick with this. If you're using a holistic view of structure, would say this high and this low, and then this boom. So we're still bullish. We're still bullish. We're still bullish. We're still bullish. So what price could easily do? Price could very easily, very 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 easily. It's already tapped into this. It's already tapped into this. It can very easily continue what it's doing. So I'll be on the lower time frame looking for. But this is not exactly how I trade though, but just aligning with structure. Very easily do this. Right, you could very easily do that. Just trying to get see if I'm missing anything on structure. You could very easily do this, but it's making a minor structural move here. One, two, three. I remember it could be that it wants to continue this minor structure of the daily, right? Maybe it's just grabbing liquidity above this highs and it just wants to drop. Do you understand? It's very possible. It's very, 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 very possible, right? So this, although while this could be possible, what we could see is that because if you're looking at this very, very, very closely, what you see is this is a low, this is a low, and they are broken below two, right? So it switched trend temporarily here. This is your high, this is your low, this is a high, this is a low. Switched back temporarily again by breaking this guy and breaking that guy. So now what basically would have is this is also a low as well. This is the one that's broken it. So if you're looking at it holistically, you'll be skipping all these points, but I don't skip my structural points. I take a take account into everything. So if he's broken this, be a mid-term switch to the downside, and price could very easily let me tell you this. Price could very, 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 very easily be looking to do this. And I'm not even kidding. Price could very, very easily be looking to do that. Do you understand? Very crazy. So that would be what I'll be expecting you to do to drop. I'll be expecting to rise. I could be wrong, very wrong, but based on structure, this is what I'll be expecting EU to do. So the daily structure is telling me that okay, overall I'm bullish, but I'm having this minor structure here, and this is like a liquidity grab, both these highs, right? Possibly to push price at least below these lows, at least below these lows. Maybe it will come down here and then continue upwards. Nobody knows, but at least below these lows. Then if you're to align with that narrative on the 1 hour, you would obviously be waiting for a bearish move and it has done that already. So something like this, and that's what I'll be expecting on EU. So EU, UJ, remember they are negatively correlated. So if one is moving in one direction, the other will be moving in the other direction. Why is my markups okay? I used Wanda. USD JPY. Yeah, something like this as well. So if I was to look at the let's see what price is planning because I don't like to predict. I just react to whatever price does. Whatever price does this week, we just react to it. Just make sure you're aligning with the trend, and that's all. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Okay, I hope you gain value from the weekly prep we just did. I want to use the opportunity to quickly talk about Dan. Dan is an inner circle member who actually followed all of our rules and decided to like put in the work. And you can see he sent me a message here that he has gotten his payout from um FTMO, and this is a 1,500 naira
Dollar.
payout. Do you understand from FTMO? And this is not small money. This was on a 10K account, and usually we target 10%, but he did a little bit more than 10%, and it's all good, all good, all good. And this is life changing money for Dan, and it can be the same for you as well. So we're still having Asako spots open, and the price still remains the same 30,000 till the spots are exhausted. So if you want to make your decision to join us, this is one of the best times to do that right now. Because once the spots gets exhausted, the price increases. And still at that price, it's still a crazily cheap and insulting amount because the value you get is way more than the price you're paying. Now imagine you pay 50,000 now for a system that eventually gets you paid $500 every month or $1,000. That's like the RR is infinite. So I'm not trying to convince you. It makes no sense to try to convince you in this kind of deal because I'm the one being cheated here. So if it makes sense to you, just you can ask for the account details in DM or just use the website dmc ic.uwu.ai and check out all the available plans, and then you can decide which one is best fit for you. Then you can join us. So see you in the next one. Thank you.